Hello friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. It's Try It Tuesday and I am in my NORAH album, so if you'd like to see what I'm going to do today, stick around. Hey friends, happy Tuesday. I'm so excited to be in NORAH's album. I'm already working on her birthdays, so I have the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th completed, and now I am going to do the 5th. So I'm going to be using products from Paige Evans for American Crafts. This is from her Splendid collection, and I just have a few photos here. I have no idea really what I'm going to do other than, I basically base the colors off of the wooden number. These wooden numbers are from Ali Edwards, and they're amazing. I got them on sale, and I had no idea what I was going to use them for, but I'm super excited. So let's go, let's go. All right, so I'm going through my embellishments, this die cut pack here, to see what I might be able to use on this spread. And kind of as I go through those, I'm looking just for colors that coordinate. So I end up doing, like, I originally was gonna do what colors are in the main photo of NORAH in front of her little setup there that I made. And I was gonna use pink, purple, and teal, but instead I just decided to go with pink, and yellow for the most part. And these papers I got on clearance from Joanne, and they also coordinate with the Splendid collection. And then I'm trying to just play around with the different bits and pieces, and I decide, you know what, I'm gonna make a little pocket folder to put these other 2 photos in, and then have the picture of NORAH sticking out of the top. And I'm going to create this little pocket using this 12 by 12 paper that I cut down in half, and I use my We Are Makers scoreboard to create the pocket there. So I'm just going to score about 3/4 of an inch on each side to create a hinge. And then it's been a while since I've made a pocket, so I'm very rusty at it, but I made it work. You can see I'm making sure it fits, and then I'm going to trim it down a little bit. If I was smart, I would have already done that with my paper trimmer, but that's okay. And then I just use some double-sided tape this time to adhere the hinges to the front of the paper, and that's going to be the pocket. I'm going to use a huge I think it's like 3 inches, maybe it might be a 3-inch circle punch, just to create a little bit of a dip there so it's indicative of a pocket. And this whole spread, so it's kind of interesting, this was during 2020, and it was obviously the pandemic, and I had been homeschooling NORAH for kindergarten, and we had this group that met weekly called Pod Squad. That's what we called ourselves because we podded together. We agreed not to see other folks and to try to minimize, obviously, spreading COVID. So we invited her Pod Squad to her birthday, and one other friend who we knew was practicing safe distancing and all that. And we kind of just took a chance. And so it was just like 4 friends and NORAH, and she wanted a unicorn birthday. So I actually went to the craft store, and I didn't have a Cricut at the time, so I hand cut all of those, the big unicorn horn, the ears, the eyelashes, and those paper flowers I made. And then I used tablecloths from the Dollar Tree, and I just basically taped them to the wall. And yeah, I made almost all the decorations that you see, including the gift bags, which are just little white bags with unicorn horns on them. We did some snacks that were rainbow and unicorn themed, and so I journal about all of that in on the back of this photo. And I don't show myself writing the journaling because that's just boring, but you can see that I backed the photos with some of the one of them had the ephemera, and then the other one is just this floral paper. And I created some tabs to indicate that you can lift them out of the pocket using my We Are Makers tab punch. I matted this photo with the floral paper and stuck it down, and now I can work on embellishing these photos. So here I go with my tab maker. So convenient and easy to use. Originally I put them horizontally, but I realized I want them to be vertical in order to create a little bit more depth. I also trimmed about a 1/4 inch maybe off of the top of the pocket so that you could see more of NORAH sticking out over the top, and so that you could also see these little tabs. So you're gonna see now I switched the tabs so that they're vertical, and there was like adhesive on the front of the photo, so I used my Tombow eraser to get the adhesive off, which works really well. Going through embellishments to figure out what I want to use. And initially I wanted to use both of those flowers, but it was already so bulky, so I actually only used the pink one. And then you can see I'm going through my labels. I want to use my stash. So these are Heidi Swapp labels. And I end up using these mini puffy alphas from Heidi Swapp as well to do just a little bit of journaling on each of the photos. And then I'm going to add some teeny tiny puffy stickers, which are my favorite little tiny embellishment from the Vicky Bouton Wear to Next collection. These alphas, I'm just going to spell out love of the picture of NORAH with her Barbie airplane. And then I spell out 5 on the picture of her holding up her hands and the number 5. So I'm just journaling about how NORAH was loving Barbie and playing with Barbie a lot, and she was excited to get the airplane. That was her big gift. And then of course the birthday, and she got a few other things as well, which I can't fully remember, but I just love how little her face looks, and we still had carpet at that time, which is so funny. And then I am going to use my Zig Clean Color Dot marker to journal about the things that were great from her birthday. And this is a little die cut piece from the pack of Splendid ephemera, and it just says good stuff on the tab, and then I'm just going to journal each of these little things that were good about the party. So it says rock candy, unicorn popcorn, rainbow fruit and veggie platters, pretzels and hummus, pin the horn on the unicorn, unicorn ring toss, unicorn craft, and unicorn piñata, which were all things that we did, I created, and it was a lot of fun. The girls just had such a blast. And it was such a simple party, but NORAH still remembers it to this day, which is funny because we usually spend a small fortune renting out a place and doing something for her birthday, because her birthday is November 20th. So outside and having just some fun, you know, throw together a, you know, if you have a pool, there you go, you have your party. But unfortunately with a winter birthday, it just is so much more expensive and a lot more logistical steps. So yeah, if you're a parent and you have a kid with a birthday in the fall, winter, whatever, it can't be outside, then you feel me. We can commiserate together in the comments. Just slowing it down to show you that I am doing the embroidery stitching on this flower. I am not an expert at this, as you can see. Yeah, I'm trying my best. I'm using the embroidery kit that came as a part of the Splendid collection. So cute. It's already hole punched for you. It comes with the needle. It comes with the embroidery floss. And you can see that I'm creating this like cross stitch. I guess maybe that's what this is called. I'm not even sure. But I realized that I don't like the space in between the 3 rows of X's. So I go in back in and fill it in later, which you'll see. So this is, the whole video is sped up to 5 times, just so you're aware. I did not record myself doing all the stitching. That would have taken forever, but you get the idea. It's basically just going back and forth, making X's. Now you can see. And in the middle, I just made little like squares. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is where I decide, okay, it's too bulky and I'm only going to stick with one of them. And so I'm going to use my red line tape to adhere the flower to the paper. And also off camera, I had fussy cut out the rest of the flowers that were left over on that paper. And I'm going to use those to just embellish the left side of the page. So it's just a matter of me using red line tape to place, oh, there's my kitten, to place the flower down and then the 5. But before I adhere the 5 to the page, I want to make sure I get all of the little floral pieces in place. So I'm using my Tombow Mono liquid adhesive, which was one of my favorite adhesives to use. And I'm just going to play and figure out where I want to put those in a way that kind of, I don't know, it looks sort of balanced, if that makes sense. So, you know, I wanted a little cluster on the bottom left, a few coming out on the right side, and then a couple coming out from the stitched flower. And then I realized like, the bottom left side of the page looks a little naked, and it still looks a little naked. I don't know if I'm going to add anything to it or not. I might just leave it though. I'm trying to embrace white space. It's not my strong suit. But there you can see I'm adding the index card, that little envelope with the flowers coming out of it, and then a couple of the die cut flowers. And that's going to be it for this spread for her 5th birthday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I shared. Sorry about the noise. I have the window open in the craft room because it's just beautiful out today. But I love the way this turned out, and I'm having so much fun with this album. It's just about done because I'm running out of space, so her album is probably going to be more than one, which is totally fine. That's just the way it goes sometimes. But I am going to end the video here. I will show you some silent close-ups at the end, but thank you again for hanging out with me, you guys. I really appreciate it. I'd love a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Have a wonderful rest of your day, friends. Take care of yourselves, and remember that you are enough, and I love you guys. Bye.